Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toastmaster, and our guest, I believe, is not in the room now, but yeah. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an act, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. That particular quote is by Ralph Waldo Emerson, although quite a few great leaders have used it in a similar or a little bit different kind of context, but the same kind of meaning. And my intention tonight is to talk to you about habits and how they ultimately form who we are and create a destiny for us. So, and we've got habits that we often do. They're often subconscious. It's something we do on autopilot without thinking. But we've got the ability to change any habit we have. But often we don't realise that, or it's kind of in the background, but not really at our conscious awareness. But every single area of our life is affected by our habits. It's virtually the results we're getting in every single area of our life is determined by the habits we have in that area. Our relationship habits, like if you've got a partner, what's your habits with how you spend time with them? I mean, I've been doing a lot of personal development and learning so much about myself and about the different areas of life and how many of us are going through life with what's like a triangle-shaped wheel. That wheel is the wheel of life, and there's different areas of life. There's growth, there's hobbies, there's relationships, finances, career, and often we kind of neglect different areas. We forget to give each area of that wheel our attention so that we're happy with it. We kind of, maybe we're excelling in our relationship, and our career we kind of hate it, so we're leaning on our relationship to make us happy. But that's all based on our habits. What's our habits with our work? Do we just kind of go there as a means to an end, or is our habit to actually grow so that we can get into the career we want? Or do we just kind of go there and earn money and not worry about what we can actually do? And with our relationships, I've observed from myself some bad habits I used to have, like spending intimate time with my partner, was sitting down watching TV. I mean, how many people, with their habits of relationship, how many people actually go home to their partner, actually talk to them and do something productive and be creative together? Like play a game, like, whatever. Actually do something where you have to give each other your attention and not escape. That's what bad habits are there for, is to give us comfort and to help us escape a reality that is actually really good, but we don't give it any attention, so therefore we feel the need to escape. That's what those habits are for. So it's the same with like food. Like what's your habits towards food and health? Is your habit to just eat to give yourself comfort as your only source of pleasure? Or do you eat matter-of-factly, enjoy your meal, but be conscious of what you're eating and drinking? Do you consciously go for a walk every day to look after your body? Do you appreciate your health, why you've got good health, or do you only notice your health when things are going wrong with your body? Like, habitually I've seen that my parents, for example, don't appreciate some of their health aspects until they're actually gone. So virtually what the idea of habits is that if you focus on each of the areas in life and you observe the habits you have, like if you actually went through a day and actually just observed what you did and how you thought, when you go to work, what's the habit you have at work? You go to work just thinking, oh, I can't wait till Friday, It's a weird way how it works. Our habits are backwards. If you think about it, many people go to work and they're thinking about Friday, Monday morning, and they're thinking about Friday. Now, say you're a 9-to-5 worker like me, for example, and you decide for 5 days you're going to be miserable and survive to get to those 2 days to be happy, only to repeat the process again. That's a habit, a habitual way of thinking. And it's the same with relationships. If you're not habitually giving your partner and your family and your friends, anyone that is in your life that's important, if you're not habitually showing an interest in them, seeing how they are, and actually spending time together growing, you're letting that relationship just kind of deteriorate. You know, you can sit down and watch television together or whatever, but if that's the only way you're spending time, you're not actually really interested in the people that are in your life, your relationship's not growing. Like, I reckon we all take people in our lives for granted, habitually, not on purpose, but because we're so caught up in life and all the other habits we have that we kind of just, everything by longevity tends to drift off course unless you actually give it your attention to bring it back to where you want it. That's your health, that's your career, that's your, even your hobbies. Like, how often do you actually go out and do something because you love to do it? That takes energy. Like for me, it's skateboarding or music. But I can go home after work and sit down and just watch television, and that doesn't take any energy. It's just, you just kind of go there and numb your mind. But when I actually put energy into my hobbies, that's another area of that wheel of life that just makes you feel good. And every area that you've got in a better kind of, you know, that you're happier with, the more smooth you go through life. And you don't kind of rely on another area to boost you, because, say for me, before I discovered self-development, and that you could actually work on improving areas of your life rather than just study for a career, but there's actually a thing called personal development which affects every area of your life if you do it correctly. I was kind of like miserable and thought that one thing would make me happy, like a partner would make me happy or more money would make me happy, but then all the other areas of life are kind of bad because the habits I had were bad. And so once I discovered that you could actually improve on every area, like you need to look after yourself, your hobbies, that's your own interests. You need to look after, rather than just career, your life's work. What do you want to do with your life? You need to look after your partner and actually give them intimate time without escaping together and sitting there watching telly with your arm over and having a meal. That's fine, but you don't want that to be your main time spent together. You need to actually show interest in them, do stuff together, go out, be creative. Even playing a game is a lot better than just sitting there escaping watching television. So virtually, the purpose is, I would encourage everyone to have a look at the different areas of their lives, and not just one aspect, not the 2 days of the weekend that you enjoy, but the 5 days of the week, if you're working those days or whatever. Your relationships, your health, look at all those areas and look at the habits you have and see if you can improve your habits just a little bit and see the massive changes that will occur over time. I'd like to leave you with a quote. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Does anyone know who said that?
You just did.
Who I stole it from? Aristotle said that.
You're in well.
Mr. Toastmaster.
Well done, Chris. That was a fantastic talk. Really appreciate it.